Hey guys, long time no see. I hope you're all well. If you've seen my Instagram stories recently or a couple of recent Instagram posts as well, then you will know that I have been away for a good almost 3 weeks now. I went to LA and San Francisco, and then I spent the last week in Maui, which was just, oh my god, just absolutely gorgeous, the most beautiful place. And I got back yesterday to this, which is just typical. Apparently there's been a heat wave at home, but of course the day I get back it is rainy and miserable. So I have got a bit of the post-holiday blues at the moment. I'm also really tired. It was like an 11-hour flight, so I'm still kind of adjusting to being home, but I've been working on editing the vlog from the last more than a month. I actually started editing it before I left, but it was really long, lots of footage, the audio was really bad in it as well. So I'm coming on here just to kind of talk through some of it and yeah, just explain what I've been up to since the end of June all throughout July. It's been crazy busy and really eventful, so let's get straight into it. We will rewind all the way back to the end of June. On this particular day I was staying at the Hoxton Hotel in East London. I had just spent the night there and I was having a really lovely, relaxing and slow morning, just getting ready to go to a meeting that I was having up there. It was a kind of getting to know each other workshop with Intel to discuss all the work that we'll be doing with each other over the next few months, which was really cool. I really appreciate a brand that will take the time to actually get to know you in person. I think that's quite rare, but it really opens up a discussion to not just say this is the work that we want from you, rather more like open a conversation and say what is it that you think would work best on your channel. So that was really cool. I was obviously really nervous about it because I'm just not, you know, a going out and meeting other people kind of person. You guys know that I'm very shy. So this was only actually the second time ever that I've gone out of my comfort zone, and by that I mean even, you know, going out of my house in terms of doing this art and YouTube thing. I normally just stick to my own thing, stay by myself, but I'm trying to push myself a lot more to be open to collaboration with people and get out there and meet people. So the first time I did that was back in May. I actually vlogged the whole thing. It was a big milestone for me, just getting out and working with someone else in person. I vlogged all of that and I actually turned it into a vlog about being an introvert and freelancing and getting out there and, you know, breaking down those barriers. But unfortunately that was the bulk of the footage that I lost when my hard drive broke, and you know, everything else was backed up to the cloud except for all that footage. So I've been trying to save it, but at this point I don't think that's going to happen. But still, I was nervous for this one. I had a really good time. We actually went for dinner the night before. We went to Jamie Oliver's restaurant called Barbacoa, which is right by St. Paul's. It was really beautiful, a lovely view, and it was the longest day of the year that day, so the sun stayed up till about 10. Yeah, it was really beautiful, great meal, and the meeting went really well. And then the next day we also went out for lunch at a restaurant that I can't remember the name of, but I'll put it on screen if you're interested. And a really cool touch about this place was that they actually had a commissioned piece by Damien Hirst in there. I wish I could have filmed more of my time with Intel, just because it was such a fun time, but it was very uncommon territory for me and I was a bit nervous enough as it was without worrying about filming it as well. But it was really nice to like get to know the team. It's nice that they took the time to want to meet us. But yeah, since then I really like to film my busy weeks normally because it makes me look super productive. But this past week or so has been just so busy that I haven't even had time to pick up the camera, and it looks like the next few weeks are probably going to be like that as well, but I am aiming to share some of it with you as much as I can. So it's currently the day after my birthday. If you saw my Instagram stories yesterday, you'll know that my birthday didn't particularly go to plan. I had some issues with Premiere Pro, and a video that I started exporting at 8 in the morning I ended up finally getting uploaded at about 12:30
the next morning, I guess. I was working on it all day on and off, just kept having issues with it, and every time I exported it something else would be wrong, and it kind of started driving me crazy. Like towards the end of the night, I will admit I shed a couple of tears because I was just so stressed out. But for me, it's like, it's not a birthday unless I've cried at some point. So I'm a little bit behind with what I wanted to do, because yesterday my plan was to get that video up and then start sorting out some organisation in my room. There is a helicopter going overhead. Yeah, I've wanted to kind of reorganise things. I've got a lot of stuff that's just not in a proper place, and that workspace is just becoming less and less usable for me at the moment. So I started doing a big organising mission yesterday, which was going to be quite a nice, like, fun, relaxing day, but obviously I kept having to go and sort out my computer, sort out my video. So the current state of my room is a little bit overwhelming. It's like an assault course at the moment, just stuff all over the floor. So I'm hoping to spend maybe an hour of today on that, just finishing it off, just not necessarily finishing it off, but getting it to a point where I can actually live in this room again. And then I'm off out to actually celebrate my birthday. I mean, yesterday was lovely anyway, even though I did spend most of it doing work. I think that's just the reality of being 25, you know. Adulthood is not as exciting as like birthdays back in the day, but you know, I got to spend time with my sister. She came round even though she's super busy. My dad came round, lots of phone calls from friends and family. So it was a really sweet day, and I definitely enjoyed it in spite of the video stress. But yeah, today is like my proper birthday celebration day. I'm going round to a friend's house just around the corner. We're having a barbecue. Everyone is going to be there, so really excited for that. So I'm just getting ready to do that. I'm probably going to go around quite early, maybe see if I can help with the food, help setting up. Right, so I am about 4 days into what has turned into a huge reorganising job in my room. I never really finished this space properly when I first put it together. I just kind of put things wherever they would go, and over time it's become less and less functional, a lot more like cluttered, and it's a lot harder to work in this space for me because, like, you know, I like to put things away, but if they're not in a place that's accessible or, you know, just easy to reach, I'm either not using it or not putting it away. It's been so messy in here, you guys would not believe. I have this way of like moving things around. Whenever I'm filming in here, I just move things onto the floor or into a corner where you won't see it, but it's been crazy hectic in here, so it's been really nice to finally settle down and take some time to sort through every single thing. So I've got rid of about 4 big bin liners full of stuff, art supplies and things. A lot of it has gone to charity shops, a lot has gone to like friends and family, and some of it just got thrown away because some of it is just stuff that I've been hanging on to for way too long. Got a lot of rubbish and I'm really bad at chucking stuff out, but yeah, now that everything is kind of out of the way, it's just a case now of doing the finishing touches of getting the stuff that I have kept back into place. I'm already feeling a lot better in this space. A lot of like the shelves and drawers and just the way I've organised things make a lot more sense. I feel like I'm going to have a lot better flow in here now. But yeah, I need to really get on with this now. It's taken a lot longer than I thought it would, and I've been in a bit of a panic recently, especially last night. I do calendar blocking to kind of organise my time, and I was trying to fit in everything that I need to do in the next week or so, and fit it into the time that it has to be done by, and it's just not adding up, the amount of time that I have versus the amount of things that I have to do. So I'm really, really panicking right now, and I really need to just sort this space out, finish it off so I can just crack on with everything else I need to do. So I thought the best way to really power on through this is to film it, because whenever I'm filming I tend to get stuff done a bit quicker.
So as far as I can remember, I didn't actually finish off with the tidying that day. It was that really awkward stage of tidying up where you've just got some leftover miscellaneous bits and bobs that you don't want to get rid of but you can't really find a place for. But for the rest of that day I had other things to get on with, so this is how it looked at the end of that kind of tidying stage. I had a lot of empty shelves to kind of build on and fill out as I went along. I also had a huge pile of boxes. These were all the envelopes I had bought in anticipation for sending out my first few zine orders.
Like 2,000 envelopes, which is a lot, but anyone that has like an online shop or anything knows that it's just a lot cheaper to buy in bulk. So I was going to buy like 500, but yeah, it just worked out more cost effective to get 2,000. So yeah, they're taking up a lot of space. It was kind of a stressful situation because they actually delivered 2,000 of the wrong envelopes. The lovely delivery guy brought all the boxes in. I luckily only brought one box upstairs before I opened them and realised that it wasn't the right thing. They actually had someone else's address on, someone in like Durham. So yeah, it's been a long week of like back and forth with the company, them picking up the envelopes that they'd sent to this person, them picking up the envelopes from here. So that's why it's always really good to get this stuff ready in advance if you are going to do like a new launch on your shop when you need new supplies for it. I think it's great to just get everything ready beforehand, just in case something like this happens. For now I've just got some painting to do, can't really show it, but I'll show you as much as I can.
So then I was just getting on with some work for social media. You'll see me maybe like filming or taking pictures as I go along doing that. I also eventually finished my room tidy / organisation, and it probably looks exactly the same as it did when I started, but it definitely feels different. I definitely felt a lot more calm and clear in there. Everything kind of behind the scenes was a lot more organised. So things like just little things like being able to open drawers properly, and just knowing where everything was, having everything in a specific place. And no extra fluff, no extra stuff just clogging up my space. I also found a nice way to display some art books that I plan on kind of cycling in and out whenever I get new ones, and I just had a little selection of my reference books nicely organised as well, which I'm hoping to like expand on throughout my life. I want to have a massive library of reference books eventually. But yeah, for now that is all done. I haven't really touched it since, but I'm hoping that while it's all neat and tidy and brand new, I will film like a workspace tour maybe, or like how I organise my art supplies. So yeah, just let me know if you would be interested in something like that. Okay, so then it was back to work. I remember this day I sent about 50 to 60 emails and messages out that morning, and even after that I still hadn't emptied out my inbox. But the next thing that I had to do was actually start work on my website. So I've actually switched from WordPress to Squarespace to host my website, just because over the last 3 or 4 years I've been using WordPress. It's been great, but I really don't touch my website, I wasn't touching my website, because every change that I wanted to do, every little tweak, anything I wanted to do, I would have to either watch a tutorial or install a plugin or just something. It was never simple, so I just kind of gave up on my website and left it alone. And I just couldn't really be bothered with that anymore, so I decided to switch to Squarespace just to make things a lot easier for myself, and it definitely has. It's definitely really simplified things. Like anything I need to do, it's so simple to just do it there and then exactly how I want it to be. This isn't sponsored obviously, but it has been really good. I have had a few gripes with Squarespace so far, nothing major. I understand like why people go on about it so much because it is really, really good. But yeah, I'll talk about the issues that I've had later on. In the meantime, I was just setting everything up, moving things over, getting it ready to hopefully launch at the same time as my new products that I was working on, so the mini zines that I wanted to release. So that was kind of stressful, just trying to get the website done in time for that, but overall it was a pretty calm and easy process. Right, well I'm just going to carry on working on my website into the night now, just to make up for the time that I wasted earlier today watching the football. But I have found my one and only gripe so far with Squarespace, and that is their commerce options. They really are lacking in that department, I think, in terms of just their options for running a shop on there. I think it's maybe just from the perspective of coming from WordPress and using WooCommerce. I don't know, it's really basic, and the fact that I'm paying more to have that e-commerce option, it just doesn't seem right. For example, their shipping options, they only offer a flat rate or a weight-based calculation. So with my current shop, I have options where if you order something that's like this size, it'll cost a certain amount, and even if you order like 3 things that are this size, it's still going to be in the same size envelope, so it will cost that much money. And then if you order something that's this size, it will cost obviously more because it's bigger, but it doesn't necessarily weigh more, and I think that's where they're kind of missing a trick. Squarespace, I think I can have a print that's this size and it will weigh like 35 grams, and then I can have a print that's this size and it will also weigh 35 grams, but it's not going to cost the same amount to ship a letter and a large letter, or, you know, a small parcel, which a larger letter would be classed as. So yeah, it's kind of disappointing, especially to see that it's something that's come up a lot on like the forums and things. It's an issue that is quite an obvious one. It's something that I feel like they should have noticed and dealt with. The forum posts that I was looking at were from 2014, and the fact that they still haven't found a solution to that, which is really quite a simple thing to fix, or just to add the option for, is kind of disappointing. I mean, I'll be able to find a workaround, but it's not ideal. So yeah, it's a shame that, because otherwise it was all going really, really smoothly. Also, my zines were supposed to arrive on Wednesday, and it's Saturday night now and they still aren't here, which has really thrown off the schedule that I'd planned for everything. I was actually hoping to have them in my shop by now and just make a video to say that they're out in the shop tomorrow. I wanted to have that video up on Sunday. And yeah, it doesn't look like that's going to happen, which really throws off everything that I had planned, because I was hoping that if I got it up in the shop on Sunday, I would have that following week to fulfill any orders that come in. But I'm off to a music festival next weekend, so I won't be around to ship out any orders as of like this Thursday, so that doesn't leave me a lot of time to get these up in the shop and ship them out. And obviously I can wait till after that weekend, but yeah, just another kind of disappointing service, I guess. Just I would rather not be told that it's coming on a specific date and it just not arrive and have no update on it. You know, that it's a good 3-4 days now that they haven't arrived, and they should have. It's been over 2 weeks now since I actually ordered them, so yeah, not great, but not the end of the world by any means. I'm still just having a really good, happy, sunny day. But yeah, I'm gonna crack on for the rest of the evening. Well, it's like 10 o'clock now, so maybe another couple of hours working on the website and figuring out this postage situation. Literally dripping with sweat after that, but I'm so relieved my zines have finally arrived. They may be 5 days late, but at least they're here, they're all here, and they look okay. I was so worried. Even when you get like a proof of your work, I always have this worry once I've done the full big order that there's going to be some glaring error that I've missed, and I've spent all this money having these things made, and then I don't know what I would do with them. But yeah, they've turned out great. My one major concern was the paper, because I decided to go for recycled paper. I was worried that the colours wouldn't come across as boldly as I wanted them to. Usually when you have like glossy paper, it really makes the colours and the dark stand out. But I wanted to go for recycled paper, A, for the environment, but B, because I like that more almost a sketchbooky feel I wanted for the little books, and the colours definitely are quite faded, but not as much as I thought they would be, so I'm thrilled with how they look. I'm so excited now to finally get things back in motion, hopefully try and get back on schedule for the rest of this week and get these up on the shop as soon as possible. So the first thing I'm going to do is just test packaging them, so just make sure I have everything I need, make sure they fit into the envelope well, and just see how much they weigh, see the size of them, and figure out what postage class I'm going to put them as, whether it's going to be letter, which I'm hoping I can do because that'll really save costs for people buying them, or large letter, which still isn't too expensive, but it would be great if I could send them as a letter, cut out the need for like customs forms. When it's just a letter, I can get away with not doing customs forms, so that would save me so much time. It would save people buying them a lot of money, because if I do them as large letter, the postage is going to come out costing more than the actual books. So I'm hoping I can figure things out to where there'll be classed as a letter and be extra small. So I'm going to do the test packaging now. And then I actually need to launch my new website. Again, a bit late on that, but I think it's time to get that done and out of the way, make sure the website is running properly. I think I might be able to keep my WordPress website kind of in the background as backup, but I'm not 100% sure, so I'm going to back up that website anyway, export all the data from it just so I have that in case anything goes wrong, switch my domain over to my Squarespace website, and hopefully that is a quick transition. I'll let you guys know how that goes, and then I'll finally be able to film the sketchbook tour for the Little House books, because I always like to do like a little sketchbook tour to launch a new product, so I can say, hey, these are the drawings, and if you want to buy them, here they are as well. And while I'm filming, I will also try to fit in another video, a speed paint. I recently took a class on Skillshare about pattern design, and it really has inspired me to make some patterns, so I'm hoping to make a video out of that. And I am due one more sponsored video for Skillshare, so I thought that'd be a great opportunity to tie that in as well. Just tick all those boxes, get all those tasks out of the way, but I'm hoping I'll have time for that today.
I'd also done my nails kind of special for the festival, just a darker colour than usual and a little gemstone. So I do also like filming videos when my nails are nice and fresh. So once I was done with the speed painting, I was hoping that I would then have time to take pictures of the products and get those up on the website. And also, while I was in that zone of taking photos, I was going to take some more photos for just generally for my website as well, just making the most of that time and really consolidating those tasks down into things that could all be done together. Once those photos were all done, I could get them up on my website, do the finishing touches over there before launching it properly. I sent a little message out to my patrons first, just so that they could have that first look, that first chance to go and check things out, see the new website, and see if they wanted to get their hands on the new mini zines. And then I just spent the rest of the night editing the sketchbook tour video, hoping to get it out that night, which I did manage to do, but it took a long time to export. But in the meantime, I just watched some YouTube videos on my phone, and then I got the video up, which kind of signaled the release of the zines. I kept my eye on it for maybe an hour, and then I went to bed just to kind of let the orders come in overnight. Okay, so last night's launch went really well, thankfully. No major issues at all. If you remember last time for Inktober, my website crashed. Now that I've moved over to Squarespace, thankfully the servers didn't get overloaded in the same way. I don't know if that was a Squarespace thing or whether it was my domain provider maybe, but regardless, nothing bad happened. So really happy with how it's gone. Everyone really likes the zines, everyone really likes the art, really great response from people, and I'm still having like a steady stream of orders coming in. It's interesting not having this being limited, because normally by this time everything would be gone, so it's interesting like having orders still coming in and not really knowing when to start processing things, because every hour there's another like 10 or 15 or 20 orders that have come through. But for now I'm just going to leave it, let the orders come in. One of the things that I kind of overlooked and forgot about is that when I get loads of orders, I also end up getting loads of emails just from people saying that they've maybe put in the wrong address or used the wrong email address or used the wrong quantity. So I've just spent most of my morning dealing with those, just going through each one at a time, trying to just keep up the communication with people. Not sure how much vlogging I'm going to get done today, just because I have a lot of things on my to-do list that I just want to get on with, like keep my head down, crack on with things without worrying about the camera. But I did first want to show you guys this amazing package that arrived this morning. This, if you can't tell, this is actually a Schwinkle watercolor palette. This was sent to me, I don't know if you've seen, you probably have, commenter called Farley Creates in a lot of my videos recently. It's just been so lovely and supportive, and she's also a great follower on Patreon. She's just been a huge support and really friendly, lovely person, and she knew that I wanted to try these watercolors and she gifted these to me, and I can't really get over it. I can't like wrap my head around the fact that someone would be this kind and generous. So this is my first ever set of Schwinkle watercolors. I have always wanted to try these, but they are really quite pricey, and I now have the opportunity to try them out. I actually have this, I think this is the 12 full pan set. They are absolutely gorgeous. It's the first time I've ever even had like the watercolors that come in the pans that you unwrap like little presents. So exciting, and I really can't wait to use these. And it's looking like it's going to be a little bit dangerous, because I already, just having this in my hand, I want more. Like I want to really invest in a major set of these or something similar, because you can just see the quality, like without even using them, you can see the quality, you can feel the quality, just the weight of it on its own. So thank you so much, girl. Thank you not just for this, but also your kindness all the time and your support and your encouragement. It really, really, really means a lot. Okay, I know I look rough, but let's just not. I've just finished 7 straight hours at this desk packaging up orders from the first 3 days of the sale of the zines. Obviously they were a huge success, and it's just so exciting that other people are as interested in them as I was in making them. But I am starting to think that maybe releasing these now wasn't the best time, considering how busy I am. It's been 2 days in a row now. I spent 6 hours yesterday packaging until about 2 in the morning. Then I got up first thing this morning to edit a video and get that scheduled to go up this evening. And then I had a little bit of kind of social media work to do to get sent over to a brand before the weekend. Obviously, I'm leaving for a music festival first thing in the morning tomorrow, so I need everything to be done before then, and I haven't even packed yet, so everything is all a little bit up in the air, but I'm on track now. I'm finally feeling like I actually might be able to do all the things that I need to do. So I finally have figured out a way to use Squarespace and their way of doing things to suit my way of doing things. It took a little bit of, you know, tweaking and figuring out, but it's the kind of thing that you do learn more about as you go on. So I was worried about it at first, but I have figured out a way, and it's kind of similar to my old way. It's just because they have a lot less options on their platform, and I understand that one of their big things is the simplicity and like ease of use on there, but I would have liked to have had more options, you know, ways to filter orders. Orders on there are just sorted by newest first, and there's no way to filter through those to see orders placed on a particular day, orders that chose you know, a particular type of shipping, which is what I used to do in my old method. If you remember that, I would filter out all the options that were tracked and then do all those orders first and then go through like that. Yeah, it's not great that they don't have that, and I also don't know, there's a lot that I feel is missing from their kind of dashboard for businesses, but I have figured out a way to make it work, and it's not, you know, it's not any extra work for me, it's just a different way of working. So I'm still very much using my spreadsheets, and what I've done is exported all the orders from each particular day. So I'll have one big spreadsheet of all the orders that came in on the first day, same for the second day, same for the third day, and then I will split those into people that ordered one of each, which was the bulk of them. I have 500 of those that I packaged up first. That's what's taken most of my time. I think out of the 13-14 hours that I've been packing orders, that was about 12 of the hours. So I filtered out all the orders that were one of each zine. I also filtered out all the orders that were one of a particular zine, so one of the red ones or one of the blue ones. And I did any like multiple orders. Some people did 2 of each, some people did like 6 or 7. Like, so I put those all in their own separate spreadsheets, and then from that I could figure out how many of each combination I would need to package. So I had, for example, on day 1 and 2, there were 397 people that ordered one of each. There were 39 of just the one Red House book. 8 people ordered 2 of each, and then same thing for like day 3, 79 people ordered one of each, and so on and so on. So I knew that I would need to package 500 of one of each. And then with those individual spreadsheets that were split into like those categories, I would then also split those into orders that were tracked and orders that were standard. So they're all on separate spreadsheets, and I'm just going through them one at a time. So at the moment, I'm putting the postage labels on the orders that are one of each zine, standard shipping from day 1. And that is the last one of that batch. And then next I am going to do day 2, one of each, standard shipping, and so on. And then, yeah, just take it one category at a time, one spreadsheet at a time. It's a good way of doing things, I think. Yeah, hopefully get these done tonight and before it gets too late as well, because we are up first thing in the morning and I still have a lot of other stuff to be doing this evening. Yeah, the post office are gonna love me tomorrow. Also, you probably would have seen while I was packaging, I've added in some stickers. So I made up some stickers just for packaging originally, but I thought it'd be nice to chuck in a few here and there for like just a random little treat, a little surprise for people. I'm just doing them for as long as I have them. They're not meant to be part of it, so it's not going to be something that everyone gets, but I thought it would be a fun little bonus for some people. Now then, I am going to carry on packaging. I have another really busy week ahead once I get back from this festival. I have just so much on my plate because the week after that is actually when I head off to the States for 2.5 weeks. So I'm obviously going to be taking work with me on holiday, but there's a lot that I need to crack on with between then and now. One final thing, and you guys are really spoiling me at this point. It's so strange because I keep thinking like, what have I done to deserve this? And not in like a self-deprecating way, but just like, who am I? Like, I'm just me. Anyway, let me explain what I'm talking about. So, I have wanted some mixing palettes for a little while. I used to have some like this but bigger, but I've been eyeing up a few of these sized mixing palettes. So I got a package the other day out of the blue and opened up the box and saw 6 of these, and I thought again, like, how do you guys read my mind and know exactly what I want? And then upon closer inspection, I opened one up and realised they've all got paint in them and they've all been labelled. So I read the card because I'm thinking, what is going on? So this is from Otto Kano, who has seen that I use the Holbein acrylic gouache and also the gouache as well, and they realised that I haven't ever used the watercolours, so they have literally swatched every single colour in a palette for me to try out and use, and it's just such a sweet and caring thing to do. I really appreciate it. It's just so incredibly thoughtful, and with this and the Schwinkle watercolors that I got, I just appreciate it so much, and I wish I could put it into words how much I do appreciate it. Also, Otto, who sent these watercolors, has a YouTube channel, and they do loads of other watercolor stuff on there, so I would definitely recommend checking it out. I'll have it linked below. Also, Lauren that sent the Schwinkle watercolors also makes art, and it's amazing, and you guys have got to check it out, so please do show them some love. Putting their stuff out there is really the least I can do to thank them. So
we're good, we never left the ground, but we need to take some weight off our shoulders. The fight isn't over. Can you let me be tonight? I will need some time alone.
Okay, so after all that, I finally went to Brainchild and had a really, really good time. It was just really nice to spend that long weekend away, be around friends, and always good to see Woom perform. I absolutely love them. They're just such beautiful souls with the most incredible voices.
If not, you are the prototype. Thank you.
I have to admit I wasn't completely switched off for that weekend. I was still in kind of work brain mode and still just constantly thinking about the things I would have to do when I got back, which is a shame because I feel like I can barely remember that weekend now just because I wasn't fully there and I wasn't fully like in work brain either. But overall it was a lovely, lovely time. And then the following week was when things really kind of kicked into gear, and I was like fighting through those final few days to get everything sorted out before I went on holiday.
I will stay with my common sense, irresistible friend. Will you be with me always?
And that is it. I cannot believe I'm finally done. That is the last batch of orders that I'm going to send out until after my holiday. It's taken maybe 5 hours today. It really hasn't felt like that, but now I've got to crack on with a load of other stuff. Nearly done.
In the meantime, here is the usual carnage. This is what my workspace looks like after a little while of packaging. And then up here, all the completed orders that I just need to bag up. They're all categorised, so these ones over here are UK. Going over here are all the international orders, and then that little pile right at the back is all the tracked orders. I'm definitely looking forward to not going to the post office for a good 3 weeks after this.
Right, I've moved to my bed because after all that I just want to be comfortable. I'm now going to get on with just marking all those orders as dispatched. I'm going to attach all the tracking numbers for all of the ones that are tracked. I've got a few emails to send. I did take a short break to watch a few videos. You know when you discover a new art YouTube channel and you just have to binge on everything that they've got?
This is the channel, it's Naomi Van Doren. She does this really gorgeous like fantasy art, and she's got so many useful videos that I know you guys would find so helpful, and she seems lovely. She's an incredible artist. I know you guys will love this channel, so make sure to check it out. It is Naomi Van Doren. I will have it linked in the description anyway. But yeah, I'm just going to watch maybe 2 more videos and then crack on with all the things I need to be doing. Right, I'm in a bit of a hurry this morning. I'm off in a second to the London Eye for a picnic in one of the pods. It's a brand thing, so of course I am quite anxious. Just, you know, the usual, being around people that I've never met before, but I do think I am getting better at these things. I'm really starting to like say yes to more things and put myself out there a bit more. But yeah, I don't know what time it is, but I am running slightly late. I mean, I wanted to leave early anyway, so I'm not really running late. I'm just running late for being early. I'm just gonna hop on the bus, and it should only take like half an hour. So I can actually stop and breathe for a second. Thankfully for this one I do get to take a +1, so Ozzy's going to meet me there, and that should hopefully ease some of the nerves. Usually once I'm there and once I've actually like met everyone, I'm absolutely fine, so I think I'm more anxious at the moment about just getting there on time. And then once this is done, that'll actually be my last kind of sponsored commitment until, at least until I get back from my holiday. So I'm looking forward to having that all done and out of the way. Okay, time to go.
A significant love, just what it was needed. Clean in the blackest night, cloistered in justice living, and in the eyes of time, nobody's losing.
Well, that was a lot of fun, and as soon as I got there, as I had expected, my nerves completely disappeared. We had quite a laugh, a really good picnic. Ozzy's gone off to work now, but he'll be back later on in the evening, so for the meantime I'm going to spend the rest of my day planning a video that I want to film tomorrow, and then editing the vlog from last month, hopefully get that all finished and done and scheduled to go up while I'm away, I think. My room is still a complete mess. I have got one load of washing in at the moment, got one more to do, but I am making progress. I had such an amazing time at this picnic. It was so much fun. It was really lovely meeting the other people that were working on this campaign. They were all so nice. I don't know, people say a lot about social media personalities and how people aren't how they seem, but in my experience so far, everyone's just been lovely and really easy to talk to and get to know. So after that, I spent the rest of my few remaining days just getting everything tidied, getting everything sorted out, really trying to set myself up properly to leave, get my washing done, and also spend my last bit of time with Ozzy. I think this was the longest that we've not seen each other. I still haven't seen him since I got back. It was nice having him there while I was finishing off all the work I had to do. He was at the same time looking at flats for us, which will kind of lead on to my next chapter of stress and overwhelm, because we are looking to move out soon, and that is obviously it's like the most stressful thing. People say it's the most stressful thing to move house, but it's exciting, and we're pretty much starting our search properly today or tomorrow. I think we've got our first viewing on Sunday and it's Friday today, so I'm hoping to film all that. If you guys are interested, I thought it would probably make a cool vlog, like a moving out or finding a flat vlog maybe. If you guys have any questions as well about like finding a flat or renting in London, I think it would be a cool topic to cover. So yeah, let me know. But for now, that'll be it. I know it's been a long video, so well done to anyone that's still left. Thank you guys so much for watching. It is great to be back. It's great to be back talking to you, as weird as that might sound. I am going to finish editing this video, and then I think I'm gonna have a nap, because I woke up this morning at a very silly hour and I need to kind of reset my body clock. But for now, thank you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.